What's up guys, Brett Medlock here. Today I wanted to talk about the PlayStation Vita, of course. I mean, what else do I talk about on this channel? Seriously though, I need to start talking about something else. But anyway, I'll just jump right into it. So, what Sony was trying to do with the PlayStation Vita was a handful of different things, and it was giving you like remote play from your PS4, and then the PlayStation TV came out. It let you play your Vita games on your TV, but then there's also cross-save functionality with PS4. So I want to jump into this a little bit and talk about how important these features are and how technically the Vita was kind of switching before Nintendo's Switch. So yes, first off, I'm sure you've heard about PlayStation Vita remote play. I do remote play reviews on this channel pretty often, so if you're interested in that, go check them out. But anyway, remote play lets you play your PS4 games on the go if you have a Wi-Fi connection on both ends. Of course, it has to be a strong Wi-Fi connection, but yeah, it's totally doable. I used to play my PS4 from my old job at a mobile gas station, and it was really awesome. Like, it was pretty similar to the Switch, except with two separate pieces of hardware. But anyway, the PlayStation TV, now this device comes in, it was like originally $100, then it went down to $40. Now it's more of like a legacy platform, so you can't really find it cheap anymore. It's pretty much always full price. This hardware let you play your PlayStation Vita games, physical and digital on it. It let you play PS1 classics and a bunch of PSP games, and it pretty much failed immediately, and that's because of 3 words.
Sony marketing sucks.
Sony marketing sucks. I'm gonna go out on a little tangent right now, and it's that I think the PlayStation TV could have been something special, especially nowadays with streaming platforms growing. Xbox is jumping into this like streaming service, Google's jumping into it, PlayStation is still trying with PlayStation Now. If they would have marketed the machine as a device that streams PS4 games to it, lets you play native PS1 games and Vita games and PSP games, it could have actually done something. But did you ever see a PlayStation TV commercial? No, you didn't, because they never marketed it anywhere. They expect people to just know about this device. No one even knew what the Vita was, let alone the PlayStation TV that was called the PlayStation Vita TV in Japan. It was just a bunch of weird confusion, and no one talked about it, and it was just gone in an instant and just disappeared off the face of the earth. But I still play mine, and that's because of one important thing. It lets you play your Vita games on it. So this is digitally and physical games it lets you play. But of course, I'm all digital, which I think works out great with the Vita, especially with the PlayStation TV, which is what I'm going to get into right now. If I'm playing Resident Evil Revelations 2 on my Vita, and I decide, hell, I want to come home and play it on my TV, I take the memory card out of my Vita, plug it in my PlayStation TV, and in about 1 minute, I'm playing Revelations on my TV. Now, when you sum all of that up, it's technically the Nintendo Switch, but once again, on 2 separate pieces of hardware. See, I knew I would like the Switch because of that aspect. I didn't like the Wii U because you were always tethered to your console, but with Switch, I knew I was going to love it because I was already loving it on my Vita years before it came out. Example, you're playing Fate Extella on your Vita while you're on a trip somewhere, and then you get home and you want to play it on your TV. You just put your memory card inside your PlayStation TV and you're playing it on your TV. Same way with the Switch, Fate Extella is on that platform as well, and you play it on the go, plug in your TV, you're playing it on your TV. It's awesome, great. Now, once again, Sony failed to tell anyone about this. They didn't market the PlayStation TV at all, just like they didn't market the Vita, and that's the reason why it failed. I truly and honestly believe the Vita could have had much more success than it did. It did come out at a weird time in between the PS3 and the PS4, and like no one really knew what it was, and that's Sony's fault. But it was weird timing with the rise of smartphones and whatnot. But anyway, the PlayStation TV, I think, could have been a bigger deal than the Vita because of the fact that it's this all-in-one device. If they would have had their cable network on it that they have, a lot of people use PlayStation Vue. If they would have had their streaming service, PlayStation Now, they already have native PS1, PSP, and PS Vita games. And it's just like, what were you thinking, Sony? You had the future in the palm of your hand, and you didn't even utilize it. You just let it pass like a turd rolling in the wind. If you saw Venom the movie, you'll get that reference. Now, don't even get me started on cross-save functionality with the Vita and PS4, because I love that feature as well. There's tons of games that utilize it, lots of JRPGs. If you're a JRPG fan, it's perfect for that. It's pretty much the Nintendo Switch. Like, Sony had the lightning in the bottle that is the Nintendo Switch, and they didn't even realize it was right under their nose, and they didn't utilize it, and it just makes me so mad. Now the Nintendo Switch is thriving, which is awesome. I love the Switch. The Switch is pretty much what Sony initially marketed the Vita as, which is console quality games on the go. If you look at early PlayStation Vita games, not that much of them were like console quality. Like, let's be honest, Killzone, Uncharted, and a few others look like PS3 games, but Switch is actually getting great looking games, and they're playing well on the TV and on the go, and that's pretty much what Sony was marketing the Vita as initially. But instead of abandoning the Vita, they could have changed the marketing, they could have turned it into something else, and with the PlayStation TV like that they had, they failed miserably, and it seems like they're never going to touch the handheld market again, and that's very sad because I love the Vita, I love trophies on the go, it's freaking awesome, and I think the Vita has a great catalog of games, and a lot of them, like I said, are playable on the PlayStation TV and the Vita, so I'm still switching on my Vita all the time, just like the Nintendo Switch. But that's all I really want to talk about, guys. This has been sort of a mixed bag of everything. I originally started this video thinking the topic was going to be something else, but now I'm just turned into basically Sony already had the Switch marketing in the palm of their hands. They could have changed the future of the Vita and the PlayStation TV, but they didn't. They failed. That's all I want to get to. Love the Nintendo Switch now, it's doing great. If you haven't checked out Nintendo Enthusiasts, I'm doing that channel. I upload there every week. I'm trying to upload here more, but there's just not that much topics that not everyone, like everyone's covering everything. I'm not really sure what to do besides Vita content, and that's what I'm good at. That's my specialty on this channel. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think the PlayStation TV could have been something special? Because I think it could have, and I think that Sony they botched it, man. They just botched it. Sony marketing sucks.
Sony marketing sucks.
I'm Brett Medlock. I'll talk to you guys later.